Okay, so you've seen this slide before, but it's good to recap because this is the position of the Sky Gold Evening Star property, and it's in a very strategically located in the Walker Lane epithermal gold and silver vein district, as well as porphyry deposits, of course. Um, and what's really exciting is that the Fraser Institute has ranked Nevada #2 now in terms of exploration and mining development and investments. So it's a great place to be, and has a long history of mining dating back to the Wild West of the late 1800s. So it has an exciting history as well. And it's year-round drilling, it's year-round operations, so it doesn't have to close down during the winter as well. There are some really large mines in this area, as you can see on the map. There's Round Mountain, the Bullfrog deposits, and as you can see, the area of Sky Gold's Evening Star doesn't have a big deposit yet. So I think maybe we have that in our property, and then we'll put this on the map alongside with the other majors.
Good.
Love it.
Very good.
All right, so when we zoom into the area, Walker Lake is actually just to the northwest of here, and Hawthorne is just to the northwest of here, and you can already see right in the immediate vicinity of the Evening Star property, there are some companies already producing and busy exploring. So Ivanhoe Electric has got their deep IP system busy looking for porphyry systems. There's a producing epithermal gold silver vein mine here at Isabella. So it's an exciting area. There are properties to the south and to the north of us as well. So now when we look at our property, this is it. Here we go, ta-da. It's the Evening Star property, and it has on the north end in green, you can see the geology unit. Those are volcanic rocks that are capping the intrusion. In the intrusive rocks are in pink here. And then on the south end of the license, you can see these marbles in purple, and they're folded around, and they're skarn deposits along the contact of the intrusion. Tower gold is turning out to be a very interesting and exciting gold vein target that is trending in a north-northwest direction and very likely going underneath that cap of the basalts. The high life is a copper gold porphyry target that we recently worked up, and I'm very excited to share that with you.
Danae, right by the tower, those red, that's all gold, what?
Oh, yes. So as we look on the legend here, all the little red marks on there are historic workings. So that's where the ground's been disturbed, and there are piles of mineralized quartz vein and copper mineralized intrusive rocks on surface, and then the little squares are actual mine adits and shafts. So you can see
We know that's there. That's good.
Yeah. So if we look at Tower Gold on the north end, then you can see here's that cap of basaltic rocks. Oh, I'm thinking I'm looking at the wrong screen the whole time. Here we go. Now you can see my mouse, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's better. Okay, here we go. So looking at Tower Gold then, this is a kilometer-long gold and silver and copper trend with very high gold values. And it has been channel sampled and grab sampled from the different prospects. You can see the little mine workings here, and the adits on the south end. The individual mineralized zones, and this has been sampled and mapped on multiple occasions now. So we have a pretty good idea of this trend and which way it's dipping and how to drill it. And so it's dipping towards the northeast, and the drill pattern then will be on the northeast side to drill back into it. It's most likely going underneath the basaltic rocks there on the north end. Individual areas are 5 to 10 meters of veins in intrusive rocks. So this could be a reduced intrusion deposit style, and we're still working that up. This is what it looks like up close. So you can see the terrain. It's nice and clear, easy to have your track mounted drill, just drive up to whatever site you need. And here you can see the vein arrays. These are extension vein arrays that are in the intrusive rocks. And there's that thin cap on the north end again. So the south end of that 1 kilometer gold trend is what we want to target for drilling with this private placement. So we're really excited to drill into this. We have a drill secured to do it, and we're ready to start drilling within a couple of weeks. So we have a nice wide continuous zone that's never been drilled before, and these are small adits on the south end where there was historic mining back in the 1880s. It's also fully permitted for drilling, so we're ready to go. Now, let's look at the high life target, and this is on the south end within a granodiorite intrusion. And the first thing you'll notice is this great big bullseye. This is a gravity survey. This gravity survey was actually done for gold bug area because that's a skarn deposit. But lo and behold, the gravity survey is outlining a porphyry target. And some of our geologists have been very excited about this target already. And I'm going to show you multiple layers of evidence of why this is a very exciting copper gold porphyry target. So we have evidence of geology on the ground, the type of alteration, the type of dike veining, and the type of host rock. Then we have soil sampling that was done across this target, and we looked at the ratios of copper over gold, copper over moly, and copper over lead, and we're able to position the potassic copper core of a porphyry system, which is outlined here in the black dashed line here. And now you can see how that gravity anomaly sitting beautifully around that porphyry target, which makes a lot of sense because the porphyry center will be mineralized and had hydrothermal fluids in it differently from the surrounding wall rock, and that creates this density contrast that's showing up clearly in the gravity. But we have more than that. Let's take a look. So here you can see where the gravity survey was done. It was really focused right on the skarn area, and then there were gravity survey lines going out. And we had our geophysicist, Todd Ballantyne, from in 3D Geophysics, review this data for us to confirm that indeed that bullseye target is legit. And he agrees it is. Even with the sparse lines around it, it does highlight a bullseye quite clearly. So that's the gravity. But now we can look at the mag, and there was a mag survey done, a ground mag survey in 2020 on the property, covering this area, again, the gold bug and the porphyry targets, and it shows a positive mag high right in that target area. And that's what you want to see for these potassic copper gold porphyry centers. You want to see magnetic high, and the gravity is just a plus because normally companies don't run a gravity survey over porphyry targets. So for us, that's just a bonus that that came out of the data. But here we can see that mag high coincident with that geochemical high, the geochemical anomaly. And we have two surveys of mag that were done on the property. One was a regional survey done by the USGS. And what it shows, and again, we had our geophysicist run some models on it, and he was able to see what that mag anomaly does at depth. And so here it is at 50 meters depth. It's a strong anomaly sitting right underneath those dikes that come up like fingers. And that's what the geologist on the ground in the field is saying. This is a porphyry target. These are the right dikes for it. We just follow the dikes down. And so you can see now at 500 meters down that that magnetic anomaly has grown in size a lot. And that then is from the magnetite that is part of that potassic core. So this is what that looks like. A deposit model for porphyry has On the left, you can see this potassic core that we keep talking about, and there's that skarn mineralization that we have at Goldbug directly south of it. And then there are veins, gold, silver veins, and that's the tower gold. So we have all these elements already that are showing us that we have the entire system within the evening star property, which is incredibly exciting. So looking at the geochemistry of that, when you get bismuth and tellurium highs, you are in this part of the system, and that's where we think we're sitting. And we want to target that copper porphyry. It's not at surface, but it's directly below surface. So we have to drill into it. And it doesn't matter if it's fairly deep or if it's 300 meters down or 500 meters down. There are big mines operating right now. They do block caving and they're down 1 kilometer and they're pulling out the copper. But we won't have to go down that deep to target it. So we have the geochemistry telling us that this is our erosional level right here, and we have all the signs of an entire system within our license. So then our program for this fall right now is that we want to drill the vein system up at Tower Gold, and we want to put a hole into the high life porphyry target and test for that big target, that big anomaly in gravity high. And these are all these vein targets. And on the south end here, we have the skarns. So if you'd like, we'd like to show you these targets in the software as well. So we can go into a bit more detail. Here we go. So this is the evening star property that we were looking at. And here is the Tower Gold trend. And these are these channel and grab samples along 1 kilometer. So when we do a drone survey of magnetics to cover this north side, we will be able to see a magnetic low of the mag destruction of the veining and most likely see it continue right underneath here, which will be super exciting and add a lot of strike length to this vein system that has never been drilled before. We have a couple of other exciting targets here that I haven't given enough attention to yet, but we have a gold bomber and gold eagle in here. When you see all the little red lines, those are veins that have been mapped on the ground. So we know that there are a lot of veins throughout here that have been mapped by various geologists that line up and tell us which way the system's dipping. Here are these quartz monzonite felsic dikes that are telling of a system beneath it. And here you can see the soil survey that was covered. And let me turn on one of the geophysical maps. Let's see here. So this is by Wright in 2020, who did an interpretation of this magnetic survey back then. And you can see that mag high here for the high tower, but also very interesting is that geophysicists, they draw circles on maps where they think there's something interesting. And some geophysicists will say, if you just drill every single one of my circles, you're bound to find a deposit, right? So yeah, they usually do have some good insight, but we don't usually have the money to drill all the targets that the geophysicist outlines. But what is really neat is that you can see that these targets line up so nicely with this set of recent channel results, which were returning really high values for gold. Let's see, so we've got 4.83 grams per ton gold. This one's 6, and that one was 6 and 5.5 and 20 grams per ton gold. So you can clearly see that there's a gold trend sitting in here coming off of the top of the porphyry system, which then lines up really nicely with Tower Gold up here. So we can likely grow this into a very large gold vein system. Then on the south end here, these mag anomalies.
Danae, are you saying that it goes from there up into the Tower Gold?
It's a possibility. Yeah, it does look very interesting.
It does,
how
doesn't it?
how it
I didn't
lines up.
realize that.
Yeah,
That's a lot.
yeah. And all within this license, which is exciting. Then on the south end, what's not in the license here is a historic mine that were mantos, I believe, which are um, hosted within those limestone intrusion contacts, and you get the skarns. So that's sitting right in here. And we have skarns at Goldbug as well that are oriented in a parallel position to La Panta mine here. On the south end here, this is the original Evening Star area, which are also skarn mineralization and likely subparallel with the La Panta trend. It's really cool to see these nice structures and possibly also these structures that then control this porphyry system at depth here. If we look at some of the geochemistry for this, let's see, I've got gold on, but I can turn copper on and copper. So there's a fair bit of copper and in soil and in rock samples right over top of that high tower porphyry target. And what's really interesting is that these soil samples have an unusually high amount of bismuth. So bismuth usually in the single ppm numbers. So here it's 24. This is 417 ppm bismuth. And over here, over that porphyry target, we've got 19, 125, and also within the rocks, the bismuth levels are really high. So that's telling us the proximity to that porphyry target, which is very exciting. We have more targets to build up, but right now our focus is the tower gold trend and the the high life porphyry copper target to the south. So it's easy access. You can drive right onto the property. It's a pro mining district. There's water nearby, and we have a drill ready to go. So that's the story of the Evening Star.
Wow. Well done. Any questions from anybody?
Yes,
For
sir.
the
Sorry, did someone else ask one?
I think Don, maybe?
Don?
yeah, for the Evening Star target, uh,
Mhm.
for the coincident gravity feature and magnetic anomaly, prior to drilling, is it worth getting some modeling done on that geophysics to help guide the drilling?
We are getting our data processed, and so that's why we were able to already view that mag anomaly at depth at different levels. But also the geochemistry showing it's most likely tilting a bit in that direction.
Okay.
So we have our core here, and then we have the next level more as so to speak like that, and then it seems to be dipping down in that direction a little bit. So that's already what we're starting to see with some of the geophysical modeling. But we want to get a nice clean drone survey, magnetic survey, because this ground survey was done really close line spaced. And so it's actually fairly noisy, the data. And so that's why we want to get it redone. And to
Okay.
also
Will
cover the
that,
north side.
will that drone survey be done before the drilling of the Evening Star target,
We hope
or any of
we
the drilling period?
Yeah, because we don't want to have to drill on the property when we fly it, and the drone survey should only take a few days. It should go
Yeah.
really fast, and it will be done most likely out of Hawthorne or the nearby town there, I think.
Do you
So
have a
yes,
contractor lined up for the drone survey as yet?
we do have several people lined up, yes, that we
Okay.
are contacting and got some prices from.
Thank you.
Don, if you could help, you can, certainly talk to Danae about it.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So, Danae, my question was, you touched on Friedland or his
Yes, the
exploration
Ivanhoe guys.
with his deep.
Mhm.
I know about that deep tool because we talked about it down on oh God, what's the big one down in the East Coast? The one he saw with the big nickel discovery, and the people
Voices,
I know they swear
Voices
by
Bay,
this. They swear
Voices
by
Bay.
this deep exploration tool that they've invented. So how deep? What is theirs? Because they are working. You said they're working away up. Whatever.
Yeah, they're using like Titan, which goes down a kilometer, I believe. And our geophysicist is telling us we don't need to look down that deep. That
That's what I wanted to ask.
at
Okay, so we
500
don't.
meters, within 500 meters, we should easily be able to visualize it. And so we are in discussions with him on how to do this survey best and how long and apart the line should be to visualize down to 500 meters. Yes, so it looks like an exciting area with lots going on. It's great to have clusters of information, but it's even better to have a geology model, right? And then you know what you're targeting, and it makes it really exciting when we go in and hit what we expect to be hitting.
Love it.
Is all the drilling going to be diamond drilling as opposed
Yes,
to RC drilling?
Nope.
yes, it would be diamond core.
Okay.
On a track mounted drill. So
Okay.
to zero, and yeah, you can get around all over. And Don, it's the same drill that hit our big hole on Jewel Ridge.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Okay. Small world. Small world, huh?
Yep.
You didn't clean the pits either.
Yeah. Oh, it certainly sounds pretty exciting.
Mhm, it
Very much
is.
so.